freaky friends. This is Colleen.
And this is Margaret. And we're the Cousins Weird.
I let you do it alone this time, so it wasn't annoying.
Okay.
Because we are not together today because I've been exposed to the COVID. And I've been home doing my due diligence. But I'm not really sick. I'm a little stuffy, but I think I just have a cold because I tested negative, so yay for that.
I had a cold last week, and my kids did too, and I took the test and was negative. So I
Yeah.
had my test I got free from the government.
Yes, I have those too. But I have work gave us a bunch of tests. I was in that 90-day window after you have COVID where you can't get your booster, and you're also like kind of immune. So it was kind of like better than having a booster. But I just like came out of that 90-day. So and I haven't scheduled my booster yet, which I'm going to do, but I haven't done it yet. And so that put me as not being fully vaccinated technically by our work like standards. So I am in quarantined from work and working from home, which is hard to do. It's very hard to work from home.
It is. Yeah, it's hard to get motivated when you're home because you're in your comfy space.
I also felt bad if I left my house this weekend, so I didn't go because I was like, well, if I'm working from home and I can't go in, shouldn't go anywhere. Because what if I do have COVID and I don't know it yet? So anyway, I did my due diligence. So I'm out on Tuesday. So we are apart.
Yes.
But we're going to get together and do our Tale of Friends hopefully Tuesday when I'm out of quarantine. We'll be live then.
Something to look forward to, everyone.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. I might have a client Tuesday night because she hasn't got back to me. She wanted to know what days I was available this week after 4, and Tuesday was the day, but she hasn't called me back. So hopefully, I might actually say I could do it Friday because that's fine too. You know,
right?
I don't have kids that need to go to school the next day, so I can stay
Makes
late.
It easier.
Yeah, I don't. If they get dinner later than normal, it should be fine. You know, they don't have school the next day. Me being a bad parent. Getting dinner. I got dinner late today too. I just took forever cooking dinner tonight. So we have I made cauliflower black bean tacos for dinner.
Yum.
But because my middle girl is determined to not eat, she says she doesn't like black beans. She has to have refried beans. It's her thing. So I had to make refried beans for them, but I just used one of those little microwave pouches of refried beans that they have at the Dollar Tree because those are really good. I cannot eat them because they have too much salt. So I cook the black beans from scratch, you know, and they're tasty and delicious, but she'll eat them if we have no refried beans, and she'll make a stink about it, but she'll still eat them. But I had the other, so I gave it to her.
You know, you always have one that doesn't want to.
I know.
Eat what you're making.
Always the one. And I've been trying out a new deodorant because, you know, that's what I do. And it seems to be working pretty good. I haven't had like any kind of armpit rash or anything from it. So, you know.
That's good. It's a good sign.
And it's making me not smell. Also a good thing. So
also good. Yeah.
I'm about 2 weeks into testing it, so we're gonna give it a month before I give you the verdict on it or not.
All right. I'm waiting to hear it because I like to try. I just bought the Suave All Natural.
Never tried that one yet.
No, you know, aluminum, all that crap in it. I like it. It works really well. It doesn't have no rashes, and I'm
no
not
baking
smelling,
soda. So. I can't do the baking soda kind because it throws off my pH, which gives me a rash.
Yeah, that's not good for you.
And you know, that stuff. Old Spice deodorant works, but it's very fragrant.
Yeah.
So I don't want to walk around smelling like cologne necessarily.
Right.
No.
Right.
But this one's La Vanilla is the brand, and seems to be working pretty good. It says like a vanilla ginger type of smell to it. It's nice.
Huh. Nice.
You want your armpits to smell like food, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, they smell like onions when you don't put it on.
I know. My friend Rick used to say that Theo smelled like chicken soup. And now, chicken soup. I think it smells like onions or cumin or something like that. You know what I mean? It has that kind of pungent smell to it. Onions is like the perfect description. It's like raw onions.
Yeah.
Makes your eyes water,
Yeah. Bad. It's not good. I made lasagna tonight, but I made it with the egg white wraps, so there's no carbs in it, and you wouldn't know that they weren't noodles. It was so good.
Well, yeah, eggs are the right texture, I would
Yeah,
think. Cool.
and you can cut them up really thin. People are doing that too and making noodles out of them with zero carbs, and I'm all for it. So it was really good. Rich even
Yeah,
liked it.
pretty cool.
Yeah. So anyway, on to what we're going to do today.
Colleen had
Uh,
her pretend pasta today.
yeah, I had my pretend pasta. um, so today we're going to talk about the LaLaurie house in New Orleans. Yes,
Ooh.
this is the tale of horrors and hauntings. Okay, and in New Orleans, it's like kind of known for the spooks.
Yeah.
And when I was in New Orleans,
It's on
I
my
saw
bucket
this house.
list. I
Yeah, it's
want to
so
go.
cool
I've
there.
never been, and I really, really want to go. Really bad.
I saw this house. I didn't really realize what house I was seeing when I was there, but when I saw the pictures, like I knew about the story behind. I knew this story, but I didn't realize the house I was seeing was the house that story happened in. So
Is that the one they
anyway,
based the American Horror Story off of?
oh maybe.
Oh.
So it's located at 1140 Royal Street in New Orleans. It's considered the haunted house by everyone in New Orleans. If you say the haunted house, you're talking about the LaLaurie house. Many claimed it's cursed also. And it's not a surprise that it's the haunted house and cursed because there was a horribly dark history that surrounds this mansion. The story starts with Madame Marie Delphine LaLaurie.
Yeah.
That's a big name.
It is. It's
Okay.
quite a name.
She is the cruel mistress of the haunted house. She was born Marie Delphine McCarty in March 19th, 1787. The McCarty clan was very large and wealthy and had a lot of political power. She had many relatives and they all owned slaves. So at that time, if you were white
And
and you had
wealthy.
power and wealthy, you were a slave owner. Her family, that's what they did. So not much is known about her childhood, really, other than that she was very beautiful, and tales of her beauty and charm followed her throughout her life. She was very charming. People really liked her. She could woo people and win people over very easily with her charm. June 11th, 1800, she married Don Ramon de Lopez y Angulo. Gulo. I probably butchered his name, but that's okay. He was a high ranking Spanish officer. And while she was pregnant with her first child, Don Ramon died en route to Madrid, and she gave birth to their daughter after he died. Her nickname was Barquita, which I thought was the cutest
It
nickname.
is.
Very cute. So her first husband passes away, and she comes back to New Orleans because she was traveling with him at the time, and she actually gave birth in Madrid to her first child. When she came back to New Orleans, she met another man and married him June 1808. His name was Jean Bloch, and he was a banker, merchant, lawyer, and legislator. So another person of power.
Mm-hmm.
Her family, and she does this. Like she already comes from a powerful family, and then she's married into powerful people. They had 4 children together, so now she has 5 children. But then another tragedy strikes, and he passes away in 1816. So they were married 8 years, but he dies also.
She sounds like a
And
Black Widow.
there's not a lot of story behind how he died. The first one is said to have died of a heart attack. So it was, there was no mystery, but there was more of a myth. Not really much said about how he died. Her third marriage was her last marriage. She married a French physician who was only 25.
How old was she?
Leonard. At this time, she was 20 years older than him.
She was 20 years older.
Older than her last husband, yes. His name was, because she was very charming, Margaret. His name was Leonard
And she
Louis.
was loaded, which doesn't hurt either.
No. So Leonard Louis Nicolas LaLaurie. It's very French. I was
Oh yeah.
practicing saying LaLaurie like the correct way. One of her daughters, she met him because one of her daughters was deformed on her spine, and she hired him to cure her, basically. He used these medical equipment that looked kind of like torture devices to stretch her, because that's he thought he could fix her spine by stretching her. And although her daughter was not cured by anything he did, she fell for him hard. And even though she was much older, and rumor has it that he actually got her pregnant and had to marry her. So I think she kind of seduced him a little bit. And they married in 1825. So they were together for about 5 years or so. And then in 1831, they purchased the house at 1140 Royal Street in New Orleans, where they moved in and they had 2 children together. So this woman has 7 kids now. And I was like, you're 45. Why you stop having babies? Like,
I mean, okay, testament. I was 40 when I had my last kid, and it sucked.
right.
And we're in the 21st century, right?
Right.
Like, holy shit, she's like in the 1800s, and she's 45 having babies.
I was shocked
She
that
was
she
a
could
senior citizen at 45 back then.
No kidding.
That's not midlife. That's like you're almost
No.
dead.
And her other kids at this point were basically out of the house, or they may have lived there, but they were adults. The house was a 2-story Creole style with an interior courtyard. So the house was kind of built around the courtyard. It had balconies with windows, so air could like go through the home. And there's balconies built all the way around the house. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
It was actually built in 1831 when they purchased it. It just got built, and they decided they decorated the house with gorgeous furniture and fine art because she had money and she liked the finer things in life.
Oh yeah.
They would throw these lavish parties that would make the society pages. You know how they had the society pages back then where they wrote about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like in Bridgerton, how there's Whistledown writes the society paper.
I'm
like
almost I'm over halfway through with season 2. Like that's what
Yeah,
I've done this weekend is I've watched Bridgerton. I watched
good.
it while I was cooking. And I mean, I had to watch it on my phone while I was cooking dinner, just if there was naughty bits. I have little kids, and I wanted to make sure it was small and they couldn't see it. You know what
I mean? Delphine, Madame LaLaurie, she basically became like the height of society in the Creole society. Like that was the house you wanted to go to. That was the parties you wanted to be invited to. They had all sorts of stuff. So, however, their marriage wasn't really a happy one. Some say that he felt like he was kind of tricked into the marriage because she got pregnant. He actually moved out in November 1832. And then there was a summons issued to Dr. LaLaurie. The Madame LaLaurie petitioned for separation for basically saying that he beat her up and treated her badly. So she asked for a separation, but there's no record. The courts granted her to go forward with the separation, but there's no record of her actually doing it. And you'll see in a little bit that he's back in the home. So I think they got in a spat, and she got mad because he left. And maybe that's what happened. I'm not really sure. But then comes the rumors of slave abuse happening in the house. It started around this time. The house was attended by dozens of slaves. There were whispers that the slaves had been seen coming and going